Hello guys, so starting with our revision series again. This is the second video of our revision series. In this video, we are going to revise child and adolescent labor, the chapter which is there in part A of old syllabus CS executive program in ILGL subject. So child and adolescent labor, very small chapter, but a bit confusing because there are certain concepts which we have already read in other chapters. So certain confusion is there. So I'll be revising with you this specific chapter, starting with the definition. The first definition, child. The name of the act suggests child and adolescent. So first definition is child. Who is a child? As per child and adolescent labor, child is a person who has not completed his 14th year of age. So please keep in mind that he has not completed his 14th year of age. If he has completed his 14 but not completed 18, then will be termed as an adolescent as per Child and Adolescent Labor Act. So keep in mind that the definitions differ act to act. So this definition is only and only for Child and Adolescent Labor Act. Your next definition is day, which is of 24 hours starting at midnight. Then comes establishment. What is an establishment? It includes shop, commercial establishment, restaurant, eating place. Occupier, a person who has ultimate control over the affairs of the establishment. Workshop is premises where any process is carried on. So these are the definitions. Then comes section 3. Section 3 talks about child. So a child is allowed to work with his family or in a family enterprise. What do you mean by the term family? Family means child's mother, father, brother, sister, father's brother and sister, mother's brother and sister. So all together will be termed as family. So a child is allowed to work with his family or in a family enterprise. Family enterprise is an enterprise in which family members along with other members are working. So a child is allowed to work there also. Main thing which you need to keep in mind that the child is allowed to work only after his school hours or in vacation. His school hours should not get affected, and a child is allowed to work only and only in occupation and processes which are not hazardous in nature. We have certain things given in the schedule which we'll be revising ahead. So he is not allowed to work in hazardous process of occupation. Next comes a child is allowed to work as an artist in audio visual industry. So this is section 3. Then comes section 3A. Section 3A talks about adolescent. Adolescent is allowed to work apart from mines, inflammable substances and hazardous processes. So adolescent is allowed to work apart from these three things which is given in the schedule. Then comes hours and period of work. Adolescent is allowed to work from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. which means he is not allowed to work from 7 p.m. to next morning 8 a.m. He is not allowed to work overtime. Spread over is of maximum 6 hours. At a stretch 3 hours is allowed and 1 hour interval is to be given for rest to the adolescent. Then comes section 8 which is weekly holiday. One whole day is to be given as weekly off to the adolescent and this holiday shall not be altered again and again. It is allowed only once in 3 months. Then is section 9. Section 9 is notice. Notice is given to inspector. Whose responsibility? Responsibility of the occupier. The occupier gives the notice within 30 days. Within 30 days from the date of employment. What he is going to write in the notice is going to write the details of the establishment, that is name of the establishment, situation of the establishment, working hours, who has the actual management of that establishment and what work or occupation process is done in that specific establishment. Register is to be maintained. It is responsibility again of the occupier that he needs to maintain a register. What he is going to write in the register? In register he is going to write details of the employees, their name, their age, what work do they do, what breaks are given, what are their working hours. So these information is to be recorded in the register. This register is to be maintained. Display of notice. So, abstract of section 3A and section 14. 3A talks about adolescent and 14 talks about penalties. This abstract is put on the notice board in local language as well as English language. It is mandatory. If not done, penalty has been prescribed. And last section is section 14, penalties. Section 3 and 3A penalties are absolutely same. So the first two boxes of the table are same. Easy to keep in mind. I know you have many penalties to keep in mind. For that purpose only, we have prepared a chart in comparative manner. So for child and adolescent labor, section 3 and section 3A penalty, that is first two boxes is same. What this penalty talks about, it is imprisonment not less than 6 months, which may extend to 2 years, or fine, which is not less than 20,000, can be extended up to 50,000 or both. First two boxes penalty. Next comes if like offence is committed like 3 or 3A, then imprisonment for a term not less than 1 year can be extended up to 3 years. Then parents guardians, if they commit like offence, then fine which may be extended to 10,000 rupees. And last penalty, apart from these, whoever contravenes any provision, then simple imprisonment extends to 1 month, or fine which extends to 10,000 or both. These are the penalties for child and adolescent labor. A very small chapter. You can see only 2 pages chapter, but there are many questions which are asked in the exam from this specific chapter. Specifically, to be kept in mind your definitions, certain provisions like working hours, holidays, can be altered, cannot be altered, and section 3A and 14 is to be kept in mind. I hope you like this video. We'll be posting more such videos. Thank you for watching this video.